Okay, we'll get started. So this is Shut the Door on Cybercrime with Identity-Driven Security. I'm Mark Morzinski, and I'm up here with Rohini.
Hey everyone, my name's Rohini.
So just a quick show of hands, who came to this session 2 years ago? A handful of people. Who came to this last year? Okay, like maybe a third. So the agenda for this talk will be kind of similar to the one that we did last year, because at the end of last year's session, we had a slide of go-dos that we want you to go back and do in your environment, and we'll have the same thing for this one. But looking at the data and the trends from those go-dos, we can tell that that go-do slide didn't take, because you guys did not actually do it. So that's okay. That's okay. Like, we're going to re-talk about some of that, and we have some new stuff as well. So the first thing we want to talk about is making sure you protect your admin account. So for those that were here in September of 2017, does anyone know what that percentage was of admins that had MFA enabled? Just go ahead and shout it out. 10%, 0.01, 0.7. 0.7. So Alex and Indika talked about this. He said we need to go do this. This is one of the most crucial things. And does anyone know what it was last year? 8, 2, no, none? 1.7. All right, so we went up a whole percent in a year. So we talked about it again, so this is super, super critical. You need to go be doing this. Does anyone want to take a guess at what we're at today? 2.73? 12. We're actually up to 8.2%, which is really good. Well, all right, so if I was your teacher and you got an 8.2% on your test, I would give you an F minus, okay? Because we still have 92% to go, okay? So we have a lot of work to do. We've done a lot of good work in this last year, but we still have a very, very long way to go. So how can we go back and do this? The first thing is you just click on the user and you just turn MFA on. You just click on it, click enable. It's very, very simple, but between doing that and doing nothing, we are absolutely losing to doing nothing. So we need you to do this, go back and click enable, but you have to remember, if you do it this way, every time you add someone to a role, you also have to remember to enable them. So if you have conditional access, this is a much better way, because anyone that gets added to that role will automatically get that. So your global admins or your exchange admins or anything like that. But the best thing you can do, use privileged identity management. So this removes all standing admin access. In order to do anything with admin permissions, you have to request elevation, and you have to do MFA, and you can build some workflows around this. So you can say that, in order to actually get elevated, 2 or 3 people have to approve it. You can do this as part of your scheduling. So if our change window is Friday night, they can actually elevate till then. And PIM will also tell you if anybody activates or adds roles outside of PIM. So I've had some customers find some very interesting things happening in their environment because of this. And PIM is great for Azure AD, but PIM also works with all of your Azure resources as well. So those people that have a lot of permissions in Azure to your Azure IaaS, your VNets and things like that, you can force them to use PIM as well. And the last part about this is a P2 feature, but you can buy the P2 license just for your admins. So if you have 100, 300,000 users, you don't have to buy P2 for everybody for this. You can just buy it for those 20, 30, or 40 admins. And then lastly, if you go to ak.ms/deployment plans, we walk you through how to deploy this. It's actually pretty straightforward, but at this resource, we have lots of other things for you to do as well in terms of how to deploy, like SaaS apps, how to do conditional access, as well as our last one, which is how to do passwordless deployment. So something we did not cover last year is making sure that you have a resilient access control strategy. So we've learned that even a small interruption can have a large impact. The last example of this was a few weeks ago with Azure MFA. It was 0.51% of users in North America were blocked on MFA for 3 hours. Though this is a really small number, if you were in that number, you don't care how big the number was. As Alex and Nadeem talked about it, we're working on a bunch of stuff for this, but regardless of that number, we need to continue to get better. So what you can do right now, if you go to ak.ms/resilientaad, I will walk you through how to pre-configure some conditional access policies that will be in a disabled state, and then you can use business decisions to flip to these if you need to, but it's really going to look to leverage trusted devices like hybrid Azure AD join, as well as Intune. So you want to make sure you're doing hybrid Azure AD join, because you're going to want to do that for something else coming up, but also You get a better end user experience because you get a primary refresh token as well as with Intune. The other thing is if you have Windows Hello for Business or FIDO2, you will automatically satisfy that MFA requirement because you have strong auth on the way in. I need to grab a drink of water real quick. Okay, so FIDO2, we've talked a lot about this week, but I just want to make sure everyone has a good understanding. We're not going to go deep into this, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So FIDO2 is a standards-based passwordless authentication. It's made up of two parts. There's the WebAuthn flow as well as the CTAP, and it's using public-private key infrastructure. So when you do registration, your public key will be part of that, and the private key stays on the device itself. And then you have to do some sort of local gesture, usually like a proof of presence, maybe a biometric or a PIN, and this data is bound to this device itself. So you've been able to actually do this as part of Azure AD Join with FIDO2 since July. Has anybody done that yet? I know someone came up to me earlier and talked about, actually a pretty good show of hands. Okay, so this is more for your reference, but the key things here is step 3, Azure AD sends the request down. You're going to sign that nonce with your private key. So step 5 is that gesture part. It gets signed, it gets sent back up, and you get that PRT back down. So this is for the CTAP part, but you can also do this with your WebAuthn for your admins. Has anybody done this for their global admins yet to do FIDO2 keys? A handful of people, less than the Azure AD Join part. Okay, this is actually really, really easy. At our pre-day on Sunday, we had an hour-long session about doing passwordless, and a large number of people, despite being here for a week, ignored all change control and change freezes and enabled FIDO passwordless for their global admin accounts on Sunday in like 3 or 4 minutes. So they just went for it. So take a look, but it's super, super easy. Make sure that you do that. But this is really good. How many people actually here have hybrid Azure AD Join devices? Okay, about half the room. So coming early next year, you will be able to do FIDO2 with your hybrid Azure AD Join devices. Mild applause. Okay. All right, so what do you need? Yeah, all right. So that was one of the people that ignored the change freeze, I'm sure. Okay, so, all right, so what do you get for this? You have your passwordless FIDO2 keys. It works with Azure AD Join or hybrid Azure AD Join devices, and you'll get seamless SSO to both any cloud and on-prem resources. This works with Curb and NTLM auth. So what do you need for this? You need the latest version of Azure AD Connect. There will be a PowerShell command you run to set this up. You'll need to be on the latest Windows Insider build for your clients. There's some client config you need to do as well. And you'll need a patch for your domain controllers. So who here is on 2016 domain controllers? What about 2019? Okay. So get started on that. So you don't need to be at a domain or forest functional level requirement. You just need enough domain controllers to handle those requests. But look for this patch that will be out early in 2020. And I'm going to be talking more about this in the room next door Friday morning at 10:30. So there's no way we're going to fill this room. So plenty of good seats available. They're going to probably have to like tarp off half the room like it's the Oakland Coliseum in May. So just come. We'll talk more in depth about how this actually works. Okay. So password hashing. So anyone knows me that if I'm in front of more than 20 people, I need to talk about password hashing. So who here does not have it turned on? Oh, wow, it's like 6 people. I just want to know who I'm looking at. Right over here, okay. All right, so you need to turn on password hashing because the first thing you get is leaked credential reporting. So we look for clear text, username and passwords on paste sites. We work with law enforcement and security researchers. So we have both the public dumps as well as private dumps, and we'll run them through the same hashing credentials as the hashes that are stored in Azure AD. And if the hashes match, that means you have a leaked credential, and we'll tell you about this. This is a P1 feature. Some people think it's P2. I'll get to that part in a second, but it's a P1 feature. You get this today. But the second reason why is if something catastrophic happens in your environment, you will be able to flip your authentication to be against Azure AD directly. So this is the WannaCry, NotPetya stuff. And this has a big benefit of 2 different things. The first thing is any resources you have in Azure AD will continue to work. So any SaaS apps you've integrated like Workday or Salesforce will all still work, as well as Office 365, so business can kind of continue on. But this is even more important for your IT department because now they have corporate resources to start recovering their environment with. If they don't have anything to do, they will start using their personal email accounts, so Hotmail, Gmail, all that stuff, as well as Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp, where you'll have server names, probably IP addresses, and usernames and passwords where we have no governance, we have no retention policies, and we have no e-discovery availability, right? So we want to make sure we have a way to do this. So take a look at this Wired article. It's fantastic, not only from a technical perspective, but it talks about what were some of the business impacts. Some of these companies lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Make sure you take a look at this if you haven't already. Now, the two things that I usually hear why people cannot turn on password hash sync. The first thing is they say, well, I don't want my clear text passwords from AD stored in Azure AD. That's actually not what's happening at all. You have Azure AD Connect will have the same permissions as a domain controller, and it's being replicated over to that Azure AD Connect server. So it doesn't reverse the hash or anything like that. It's still encrypted. And the key thing to know with that is that Azure AD Connect should be treated like a tier 0 resource, just like you would treat a domain controller. Right? It has the same permissions, it has the same access. So if an attacker gets on your domain controller, they can do terrible and horrible things in your environment. Same thing for Azure AD Connect, and same thing for your federation servers. So we want to make sure we're protecting that like a tier 0 resource. And the second thing I'll hear sometimes is, well, if something happens to Azure AD, now the same hashes that are in my Active Directory are exposed. And that's also not true, right? Because what's stored in Active Directory is an MD4 hash, and then it goes through Azure AD Connect. It has per user salt and 1,000 iterations, and what gets stored up there is SHA-256. So even if that was to happen, the hashes are completely different. But to read through, if you go to ak.ms/aadphs, we cover everything, how that works with it. Now, some updated stats. So this year, we have processed 5.5 billion credentials that we found. Again, this is from both public as well as private dumps of this. And we have had 14.2 million matches. And so I have some good news for you, and I have some bad news for you. The good news is this is our best year yet. The bad news is this is our best year yet. Okay? That's a lot of credentials that are out there that you're not seeing if you don't have password hash sync on. So does anybody remember the amount of tenants that had password hash sync on last year that was here? Does anyone have a guess? Like, what's the percentage? Shout it out. 40%, 30%? We're actually up to 82%. Just mild applause from like the identity people in the front. Does anyone know what we're at for this year? Does anyone want to take a guess what we're up to this year? 91%, okay, which is awesome. This is so good. We've been talking about this for so long and trying to move people in this direction. I talk about this so much that Alex Simon suggested they make a meme out of me doing it. So we did. We took my big old head and slapped it on that guy, and we updated the sign, okay? So sometimes at conferences like this, and like Identiverse and Black Hat will put out, say, if you can come to the booth and convince me why you can't turn on password hash sync, we'll make a donation to a charity of your choice. And so far, nobody has been able to convince me about this until Monday. So someone came to the booth on Monday. His name is Patrick. I'm not sure if he's here. Put your hand up. This is pretty early for him, he said. So there you go. But he said, I can't turn on password hash sync because I'm already at passwordless. So he got me on a technicality, and I will happily lose every password hash sync discussion if you guys are all turning on passwordless, okay? So this is really great, honestly, like 91%. I will give you guys an A- for this, A-. No, I'll round up. You guys get an A. This is great. This will at 91%. I think this is we're pretty much done for this. This will probably be the last time I have to talk about this at Ignite. I think now we need to focus on really getting more value out of that. I think now that the stage migration is in public preview, I have several customers that have now enabled password hash sync, and they're starting to move their authentication to be password hash sync with seamless SSO. As well as there's some other things we want to do is like taking action around that. So the next thing here is we want to look at identity protection. This is a P2 feature, and with this, there's two parts of it. There is a user risk, which is the probability that an identity is compromised, okay? And if you have a leaked credential, we automatically mark that user as high risk, right off the bat. And then there's sign-in risk, which is the probability that the sign-in itself is compromised, and there's two parts to this. There is real-time, which is basically where we prompt you for MFA, and there's some offline detections which also go into that overall risk score of that user. So why do you want to do this? First, more prompts does not equal more security. We only want to prompt for MFA when needed. I'll talk to some of my customers, and they'll be getting prompts like 6, 7, 8 times a day, and they say, this is killing me. We need to reduce this. And then we go talk to the security team, and what do you think they say? They say, I need more cowbell. I need more prompts. How can we do that? So you don't want to do that 6, 7, 8 times. When you have that 9th prompt, which is an attacker that has guessed your username and password, the user just hits accept, and on they go. So more prompts does not equal more security. The second thing is we're able to automate some of this user risk response. So this is some of the value you get by turning on password hash sync. When a user goes to high risk, you can have a user risk policy that says either block that user entirely or put them through the password reset flow. So they'll automatically have to do MFA and reset their password. Next, we have a risky users API. So let's say you have some sort of internal intelligence, some sort of threat feed. There's an indicator of compromise that is revealed to you, right? That you say this user is compromised, I want to mark them as compromised. You can do that in Azure AD Identity Protection, and then they follow that same automated risk flow where you can block them or do password reset. There's new signals being added all the time. Go to this session tomorrow morning, BRK 4017. Raja and Maria are going to talk about some of these new signals, as well as we have a customer going to be up there. Tom from ABM is going to talk about how they use this in their environment. So just to kind of give you, this is more of a reference. These are all the signals that we're constantly improving and adding to. So a few things I want to call out. This is more for reference. Several of them have gone to GA, and we're starting to do more integration with other parts of the stack. So just to kind of give you an idea, we're starting to share signals with MCAS, and we're starting to share signals with Azure ATP, as well as ADFS. So there's some stuff coming with this. I'll talk a little bit more about this on Friday, but this is kind of how we're going through this. And now Rahini's going to talk about some other recommendations we have.
Yes, there's a couple of things which can lead to some pretty quick wins. There's an attack vector that we talk about quite often to the point where it's becoming really near and dear to our hearts and identity, something called password spray. So this is where you have a bad actor that strategically selects a set of passwords and then uses the same set of passwords across a variety of accounts. And normally it's such a small handful of passwords that doesn't even trigger your account lockout settings. Bad actors normally choose passwords that are very easy to remember and that are not complex, but they also tend to be extremely common. When we think about strong passwords, it's been drilled into us to think of ones that contain a capital letter, maybe a number or a special character, and it satisfies a certain minimum character length. But we're realizing that these sort of complexity rules create patterns that bad actors take advantage of when they're performing password sprays. We continue to talk about this because it continues to be successful. In fact, in the last 4 months alone, over 730,000 accounts have been compromised due to password spray. And part of this is due to the fact that people are still using those weak and common passwords. So for us, we wanted to ensure that our users were no longer using these passwords that commonly fall to sprays. And so we redefined what a strong password means to us. And because of that, we created Azure AD Password Protection. Now, this is a great feature because not only does it prevent your users from using globally common passwords, but also organizationally specific ones. And it does so using 3 main elements. So first, we have something called the Global Banned Password List. Microsoft has done a ton of research to understand what are the most common words and phrases, patterns that attackers use when performing attacks. And we took all of that research and created a list. And every few months, we go and reevaluate what were the top most breached passwords, and we update the list. So back when password protection was first released last year, the list was roughly 1,000 entries, and now we're at nearly 2,000. I had mentioned that this also prevents your users from using organizationally specific ones, and that's where the custom banned password list comes into play. So users in your organization likely aren't using like winter 2019, but they probably are using the name of your organization 2019. Or maybe the name of a product, 123. And since we have no insight into what these words and phrases normally are in your organization, we just give you the ability to create your own list. A few things to keep in mind, though. This is specifically for words and phrases unique to your organization. Don't worry about putting in like the top N breached password list, like the I rock you list or something. We have that covered with the global list. This is strictly for words and phrases unique to your organization. We actually had a customer a while back that had their internal security team run a few tests to understand what was the most common password used in their organization. And you know what they found out? The most common password used in the organization was the name of a local soccer team plus the year. So all they had to do was put the name of the local soccer team in their custom list. And more importantly, you don't need to worry about putting in all of the variations. So if Microsoft were putting the word Seahawks on our list, we wouldn't put Seahawks 1, Seahawks 1, 2, Seahawks 1, 2, 3. You just need to put unique terms because the variations are covered by the third element, which is the banned password algorithm. This is where the magic actually happens, and I promise I will deep dive more into this in just a moment, but we take both of those lists and find all of the weak variations and prevent our users from using it. Now this is great, but truly the really best part about this is that it's available on-prem, and I will come back to this too in just a moment, but we have made it extremely easy for you to deploy password protection so that your on-premises users are also protected and don't have those weak passwords. Now I know I've been throwing around this word banned passwords a lot. Sometimes there's some confusion, so let me elaborate. When I mean banned passwords, I mean we are not banning that word entirely. We are only banning the weak variations. Last year, when password protection was in private preview, we had customers opting in, but in fact, that's exactly what we were doing. We were banning the words entirely. And one of the key learnings was that this isn't what customers wanted, and then we soon found out this isn't what we wanted either. Not only were we banning some really strong passwords, but it was becoming nearly impossible for users to configure a password, and that's the last thing that we wanted to do. So we took a step back, and we realized that we wanted a method that would account for the fact that password contains something from one of the lists, but that it would assess its overall complexity. And that's where we're at today with a points-based algorithm. The algorithm will weed out all of the weak versions, and then it'll keep the strong ones. So let's actually see what's happening under the hood. The algorithm kicks in every single time a user goes to change or reset their password. So the first thing that happens is the algorithm combines the global and custom list. The algorithm doesn't care which list the word or phrase came from, so it just combines them together. The second thing is we perform something called normalization. This is where we take all of those capital letters and make them lowercase, and then we perform common character substitutions. People will do anything to take a common password and tweak it so that it's hard or seems hard. One of the most common tricks is changing the A to an @ symbol. And I mean, you got to give it to them. It's pretty clever. But bad actors have known about this trick for years, so we wanted to make sure that our algorithm accounted for stuff like that. Next, we take that normalized password and actually go through it and identify those banned passwords. But in the middle of that, if the algorithm identifies that the password contains the user's first or last name, the username, or the domain, we automatically reject it. Step 4, we assign the password a score, and this is where the whole points-based part comes into play. Every banned password identified in the previous step is given 1 point. Each unique character after that is given 1 point. And lastly, we tally up the score, and if we have 5 or more, the password is accepted. Otherwise, it's rejected. Now, I know that this is a lot of steps, so let's actually walk through an example. Here we have our global and custom list. I've kept it short for the walkthrough, but keep in mind the global list today is at 2,000 entries. The custom list, you have up to 1,000. And let's assume our user wants to change their password to something like that. So funny story, actually. I found this password written on a Post-it note on Mark's desk, so I really hope to God it's not his corporate password, but I think he did a good job of creating a secure password. We have a capital letter in there. We got some special characters spread throughout the password. Mark even added a number.
You got everything.
And it's pretty long, so a password like this would satisfy when it comes to all the conventional password complexity rules. But let's see if the algorithm agrees with that. Step 1, we are going to combine the global and custom list to create one massive long list. Step 2, we are going to normalize the password. So we're going to take those capital letters, make them lowercase, and then we're going to take those special characters and replace them with the common letter they're associated with. And after normalization, we'll be left with something like this. So as you can see, the initial password, which kind of looked scary and complicated, doesn't look that complex anymore. It's pretty simple. Step 3, we're going to identify all of the banned passwords in it. So starting from the left, the algorithm will identify the word secure, and then the algorithm will identify the word password. Step 4, we just need to score the password. So the algorithm will give 1 point for each banned password identified, and then 1 point for each remaining character. So in this case, the word secure and password get 1 point, The dangling 8 gets a point for itself. Last but not least, we tally up the score. If it's more than 5 points, Mark's password will be good to go. In this case, it's only 3 points, so it's actually considered weak. I promised I'd come back to this, which is the best part of password protection. It's available on-prem. Many folks don't have internet connectivity for their domain controllers, and so we accounted for that when we built the on-prem integration. So all you need to do is install the password protection filter to your domain controllers. Then you can install the proxy agent to your proxy server, and that can communicate directly with Azure to get the most up-to-date version of the banned password algorithm and the banned password list. If you already have additional password filters in place, no need to worry, because this will slide right into all of the rest of your filters that you have in place. You don't need to worry about updating and removing any of them. But the coolest part about this is something called audit mode. This is kind of like a what-if tool. So we recommend that when you first deploy password protection, turn it on in audit mode. This will execute the algorithm anytime a user goes to change or reset their password, but instead of actually enforcing the outcome, it just logs it. So this is a great way for you to understand the impact this will have on your environment. It's a great piece of data to take to your management show, hey, look, this is going to have significant impact. We should definitely deploy it. Traditionally, we've seen customers see between 18 and 20% of their passwords would have been rejected, but we have seen as high as 50%. Oh, and sorry, deployment pro tip. After you deploy password protection, be sure to reset your password expiration policy. So we're constantly pushing customers to move away from password expiration. In fact, in Microsoft, we just recently moved to 1 year. So after you deploy this, be sure that you update that. So at this point, having strong passwords is extremely critical to defending against password sprays. But if you really want to make sure that you shut the door to cybercrime, you guys see what I did there? You want to tackle and block something called legacy auth. So legacy authentication, there are certain protocols like IMAP, POP3, SMTP, and they have been around for decades. They're traditionally used by your email clients to first authenticate and then fetch all of your email. And I mean, they're great. They get you your email. But the thing is that they only support single-factor authentication. They have no concept of MFA. Sometimes we have customers that come up to us and they're like, can you guys just update something so that POP3 now works with MFA? I really need to use POP3 in my environment, so can you just update MFA? Unfortunately, no, we can't. And these are standardized protocols that we can't make changes to, but more importantly, the clients that are using these protocols won't know how to handle an updated request. For those of you in the room that are federated, it is up to your ADFS or your identity provider to deal with authentication, and that also means that you have to deal with legacy auth. So unfortunately, you are not off the hook for something like this. So these are some login prompts. Do these look familiar to anyone? Yeah, do they look familiar? Well, if they do, that's bad, because that means that you're about to log into an application that's using legacy auth. And what about this one right here? Does this look familiar to anyone? Yes, I'm seeing a couple of nods. Well, that's bad too. This is the admin wrote PowerShell login prompt. And this means that you're also using legacy auth. But this one's a bit more special in that if this looks familiar to you, it means you're part of the 92% of admins that don't have MFA. So if there's one thing that you take away from this session, or even just this week, go and enable MFA for your admins. It is so extremely critical, and as you can see, everything just comes back to that. Why do we care about this so much, though? Why are we talking about legacy auth? Any ideas as to what percentage of password sprays actually come from legacy protocols? 95%. God, that's good. So yeah, it's actually almost 100%. So almost every single attempt at a password spray is done through legacy protocols. So now let's imagine if we all had strong passwords, and if our admins had MFA, and if we were blocking legacy auth, I think we'd be doing a pretty good job of defending against password sprays, don't you guys think? So in order to get there, what you need to do is move over to modern auth, which is essentially a web flow. So contrary to those previous login prompts we were looking at, this is what you want to see. And if this looks familiar, that's good. That means that you're using modern auth. Of course, one of the biggest advantages here is that it accepts MFA challenges, but the benefits don't end there. You can now also configure policies which rely on device information, so like requiring a hybrid domain joined device. You can also enable mobile application management policies, or MAM policies, and these essentially prevent your users from copy-pasting sensitive information to a personal application. But in addition to that, bad actors now need to spoof additional information. So it's not just about getting that username and password correct anymore. They also have to get the user agent string along with the application that you're targeting. While you're making your journey over to modern auth, there's some popular applications which you may not be realizing are actually using legacy auth. Office 2010, for example, does not support modern auth. It only uses legacy authentication. So if you're using Office 2010, we highly recommend that you move over to Office 2016 or later, which does support modern auth. And if you're using Office 2013, that does not use modern auth by default, but you can use registry keys to turn that to using modern auth in your organization. Now on the mobile side of things, if you're using iOS native mail client, please make sure that you're using iOS version 11.0 or later, because this is when Apple released support for modern auth. If you're using the Gmail client, you just need to make sure that you're using the most recent version of the app, since Gmail just recently released support for modern auth. But even then, we still recommend that you use the Outlook mobile app, because not only will this take care of your modern auth requirement, but it'll also support those mobile application management policies that prevent copy-pasting of information. But you can also use your Azure AD sign-in logs to identify who in your organization is using legacy auth. So if you go to Azure AD sign-in logs and filter by client apps, if you choose one of the protocols here, so POP, IMAP, SMTP, we'll filter those sign-in logs specifically to just sign-ins that use those Exchange protocols. If you choose other clients, this will show sign-in logs that were made to SharePoint or using EWS, which is Exchange Web Services. But for those of you that are federated, keep in mind that the Azure AD sign-in logs will only show you successful sign-in attempts. They will not show you unsuccessful ones, because those end at the ADFS level. Azure AD has no insight into them. And that's where you need to go to your on-prem logs to take a look at what's happening. If you're using an older version of ADFS, you want to look out for audit event 411. We actually have a great parsing script here for you that will aggregate all of your logs together. If you're using a newer version of ADFS, like 2016 or later, you just need to look for a single audit event, which is 1203. And if you're using Azure AD Connect Health, we have a great risky IP report here for you. So for each of those IP addresses, it'll show you the number of bad passwords that were attempted. And if you see that that number is really high, that's a really strong indicator of a password spray occurring. But if you want to, once you've moved over to modern authentication, it's time to actually block legacy auth. And you want to do that as early as you can in the authentication process. So in this case, let's start with Exchange. But even here, you have a couple of options. You can start off by doing it at a per user level at the mailbox level. So Exchange gives you the option of choosing which protocols you want to allow and not allow. You can also do something similar using authentication policies. So these policies will let you configure which protocols you want to allow and not allow, and to which users. So if you don't want to do it individually at a per user level, you can bulk do it in authentication policy. But we also give you the ability to block a specific IP. So if you go back to that previous risky IP report and you notice that there's an IP address that's just bombarding your organization, you can go ahead and block that directly in Exchange. Next, we recommend that you block it directly in ADFS as well. And so here you're going to have to use a custom claims rule. ADFS has a great, really rich claims language that lets you configure some in-depth policy. But the key thing to note here is that when you block legacy auth on-prem, this will happen after the user has already gotten the correct username and password. And that legacy auth block will happen for all applications backed by Azure AD, not just that initial sign-in. You can also block it directly in Azure Active Directory using conditional access. Although this is a P1 feature, conditional access lets you configure custom policies. So we recommend that you first configure a policy for blocking legacy auth for people that are already on modern auth, right? You might as well block legacy auth for people that can be protected. Then you start moving over the rest of your people over to modern authentication, and as you start migrating more and more people over, you keep updating that conditional access policy. And at the end of it, you will only be left with service accounts and applications. Now, I know that this seems like a process, but you can't sit on it for too long because Exchange recently announced that on October 13th, 2020, they are ending support for a couple of those legacy auth protocols, such as Exchange Active Sync, IMAP, POP, and Remote PowerShell. And although this seems like a year away, October 2020 will be right around the corner. So when you get back, enable MFA for your admins and start working on moving your folks over to modern auth. Now, I know that this is a lot of information to take in, and if there's one thing that you take away, it's to go enable MFA. And we have made this easier as ever by making it completely free. So there's literally, you do not need to pay a cent for this. If you want to learn more, go to aka.ms, enable MFA. And we care about MFA so much that we're actually turning it on by default. So over the next several months, if you're new to Azure, if you're new to Dynamics, M365, Office 365 Business, does not matter where you're coming in from, MFA will be turned on for you already. And so tenant admins won't need to take that additional step to turn it on.
Okay, so the last part here on the go-dos. So I'm really hoping that this time it's going to take, right? Like we're going to go back and do this. So on today or whenever your change freeze window is over, the first thing you need to do is enable MFA for your admins, and even better yet, use PIM. Go to aka.ms/deployment plans to walk you through. It's very, very straightforward. And then those few people that did not have password hash sync on, turn it on. I will be at the booth today from noon till 4 or 5. If you can come convince me, come try. But if I convince you, you got to turn it on before you leave the booth. That's the deal we're going to make. All right. Turn password protection on in audit mode, start gathering that data, because what's going to happen, as Rohini called out, is that people say, oh, we're blocking all these different passwords, all this stuff. That data will be very, very valuable for you to help make that case to turn it on. Next week, start looking at your legacy auth logs. You cannot wait. October will be here before you know it, and start planning your domain controller upgrades. Only a few people had hands up for 2016 and 2019. I hope nobody's on 2008. It's going out of support like 2 months, right? So start on this. I know some of my customers have lots of domain controllers. One of my customers has 1,500 domain controllers. It takes a long time to get through those. Start on that process and start designing that resilient access control strategy. And then next month, enable password protection now that you have that data, and you want to make sure you enable that user risk protection so we're getting some great value out of that. And start testing FIDO2. I don't know if we have any more keys left at the booth. If you find me and ask nicely, I've scrolled a few away. I'll have some more at my session on Friday. And then start disabling this legacy auth. As Rohini called out, we want to block those that are not using it today, right? Protect the good, and then start working through those older clients until you get to those service accounts and things like that. Enable that sign-in risk policy. We only want to prompt MFA when it is required, and then implement that resilient access control strategy. So that's just about it we have for this. Thank you. Follow us on Azure AD and aka.ms, enable MFA. It's free. We have some few time for questions. We'll hang around here at the booth as well, so just come on up. And thanks. Do your evals.